Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm really excited to actually talk about this really important topic, the main challenges in blockchain adoption. This presentation will not be very technical, so everyone can understand it. So before I start, let me just introduce myself. Actually, I am a master's student and research assistant in ETS Montreal. I am working on the optimization of the Hyperledger Fabric blockchain performance. I worked also on the implementation of data tokenization on a private blockchain to satisfy the rule of the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR). I also was a trainee at Talon in 2017, and my project was the design and implementation of a decentralized blockchain solution for organ tracking in order to minimize the organ trafficking and ensure organ assignment transparency. In 2020, I worked at the Bank of Canada on central bank digital currency implementation and benchmarking. So now let's begin with our topic today. Let's start by analyzing the growth of the blockchain market. We can see on this graph on the right that the global blockchain market is expected to grow from $3 billion in 2020 to $39 billion in 2025. And among regions, North America is projected to hold the largest market size in the blockchain market. So the emergence of several blockchain technology affect a lot of sectors, such as supply chain management, healthcare, insurance, and energy. But let's say that based on the application area, the banking and financial services segment is expected to hold the largest market size in the blockchain market because this sector realized the significance and advantages of this technology in this sector. This affirmation can be confirmed by the graph on the left, where we can see excessive growth of the number of blockchain wallet users worldwide, from 1 billion users in 2013 to 73 million users in 2021. If we do research on blockchain in Google, we can find articles that talk about blockchain as a technology that will solve all our problems. But I don't think so. I believe that this technology is suitable for a lot of use cases, but when we use it for the right application. I have friends that are not from the IT domain and they are excited about blockchain. They often ask me the question, I want to use blockchain for this application, is it right? And I answer them with two questions. The first one, do you need blockchain for this particular use case? So we have to find if the system is based on transactions or not, the speed of transactions that is required, and the level of trust between the participants. So if the system is not a transaction-based system or the application needs a very high transaction throughput, or customers trust your system and there is no third party, so you don't need blockchain. The second question is what type of blockchain is needed? Is it public, hybrid, or private blockchain? And the answer depends on the particular access level of the blockchain, also the transaction speed and the number of participants in the blockchain network. It is true that blockchain is an emerging technology, but I believe, and a lot of technical people believe also, that blockchain technology faces a lot of obstacles. When we talk about obstacles, especially people with technical background will say that the biggest obstacle right now with blockchain systems adoption is scalability. When we talk about scalability, we talk about how much users and transactions the system is able to handle at the same time. And this is a major problem in blockchain space, known as the blockchain trilemma. This trilemma had three characteristics, which are security, decentralization, and scalability. Any blockchain system can only have two characteristics of these three. For example, Bitcoin, they have chosen security and decentralization, and they sacrifice scalability. That's why it's take too long for Bitcoin transaction to go through, and it is at an average of 78 minutes. For Ethereum, it is a little bit quicker. It's 6 minutes. However, for a real-time system like Visa, for example, we are talking about thousands of transactions per second. You have to know that there are blockchain systems that are too fast. You can see in this table for Ripple, the average transaction speed is 4 seconds, and for iOS, it is 1.5 seconds. But did this blockchain solve the blockchain trilemma? The answer is no. These blockchain systems have just chosen scalability and security, and they sacrifice decentralization. For this issue, some solutions were proposed, such as sharding in Bitcoin network, which is done by dividing the network nodes into groups and splitting the information stored in the network between these groups. The second solution also proposed in Bitcoin is SegWit, which is the process allowing the increase of block size limits on Bitcoin blockchain by removing the signature data from the transaction. Another solution is the Lightning Network, which means the use of enough chain transactions record to aggregate transaction and then send one transaction to the blockchain network. The second big obstacle for blockchain is energy consumption and carbon footprint. We present here some statistics on the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin network is consuming electrical energy comparable to the United Arab Emirates country and is emitting a carbon footprint comparable to the country of Morocco. A single transaction of Bitcoin has a footprint equivalent to 1,600,000 Visa transactions and consuming energy equivalent to an average of US household of 54 days. These shocking numbers are really let us think about the impact of such blockchain on the environment. That's why possible solutions can be done. For example, moving from proof of work to another consensus protocol like proof of stake or proof of authority will be a good solution. We can also think about building more energy efficient blockchain or focus on sustainable ways to mine cryptocurrency using renewable energy. The third obstacle is privacy. Privacy in public and private blockchain system is also a subject of a lot of articles and publication. The question, how can any organization function without privacy? And how can blockchain system ensure transparency and privacy? And the last one, how can validator validate transaction if the system hides the private data? The privacy obstacle is an issue in public blockchain as well as private one, because even in private network, organization does not approve to share its customer private data with other organizations. So some solutions were proposed, such as ZKP, the zero knowledge proof, which is a method by which one party can prove to another party that they know a value X without conveying any information apart from the fact that they know the value X. Another solution was proposed in Hyperledger Fabric is the identity mixer, which is a cryptographic protocol suited for privacy-preserving authentication and anonymity. The fourth obstacle is not a technical obstacle, but it is due to a lack of skills. In addition to software and hardware skills, an enterprise must also find qualified personnel to manage blockchain technology. And as you know, blockchain technology is relatively new and is still evolving. At the moment, few people have the skills to support such technology. On the other hand, the demand for this qualified staff is enormous. As a proof, LinkedIn has ranked blockchain as the first hard skill in 2020. Also, there has been a 500% increase in the demand for software engineer with the blockchain development skills in the past year. And last but not least, the obstacle of the performance weaknesses. What we mean by that? When we talk about blockchain network performance, we are talking about two metrics. The throughput, which is the number of transactions per second that the network can process, or the effective throughput, which means the number of successful transactions per second that the network can process. The second metric is the end-to-end latency, which represents the time duration from sending a transaction out from the client to having the transaction recorded in the chain. So in order to improve the throughput and reduce the latency, researchers are doing a lot of work on this field in order to re-architect some blockchain systems or tune the blockchain network parameter. Enterprises have already understand that blockchain technology is something that they will be forced. I can't say forced, but it is required to use it. And as a conclusion, my message is we believe that blockchain technology will be a fundamental infrastructure to solve a lot of nowadays problems, but we have to optimize it. So thank you for being here today. Unfortunately, I could not be present for the Q&A section. So feel free to contact me by email or on my LinkedIn profile if you have any question or any recommendation. Thank you.